This is the week 3 update on the renovation project. Week 3, not a whole lot has happened, but I'll talk about what has happened and what is coming in the future. One of the big things I am excited about, I'm going to show you this star. This star means I got a new front door. Front door. This thing is gorgeous. As you recall, last week, the frame around the door was a little jacked up from the foundation repair. That has been fixed. New door, new locks, everything looks good. There is one other thing I need to get added, and that is a privacy lock right here. That's a deadbolt that can only be locked from inside the house, and it cannot be seen from the exterior of the house. For example, this door to the garage, this deadbolt can only be seen from this side of the door and not the other side. This one's seen from both sides, and the knob lock is also seen from both sides. Let's take a look in the garage. Pushing the door. Still that incredibly weird chicken part up there wrapped in foil. Still creeps me out a little bit. I'm gonna bring gloves and throw that away one day. Garage has the old front door. This is actually still a good door. It was the framing around it that wasn't so good. I wonder if I can replace this door with this door. I think the measurements might actually be the same. I'll bring tape measure later on and figure that piece out. That would save me a little bit of money if I could. That opening looks about right. This will get fixed as well. You can see a little bit of light coming through. They haven't fully framed around it. Once it's fully framed, that light will be coming through. The weather stripping around the actual door itself, it's looking good. This star makes me incredibly happy because it's Texas. Something else I need to do out here. This is clearly not how that's supposed to look. I have no clue how long that garage door opener's been that way, nor do I have the remotes to it. Needless to say, that will be getting replaced or disconnected altogether, and we can just roll up the garage door by hand. This is old junk. This was another piece of the front door. Doesn't really serve a purpose. That's gonna be straight up trash. And this is more of the gaps I was telling you guys about. Once it's fully framed out, that will be gone. Moving along, still that incredibly ghetto wire coming out the wall. We don't do that. This will get filled in. There was a little holdup because the foundation had to wait to fully settle before the framers could get in, and not the framers, the concrete pourers could get in and pour the concrete in here. But the rebar is ready to go. It's not installed, but it is on site and good to go. Yeah, little stars moving, yay. Something that someone pointed out to me, this closet might actually make a better communications closet than the closet in the primary suite. Reason being is because, number one, if this is going to be Airbnb, I'm still weighing my options depending on the final cost of the product. But if the project, if the project stays within budget, and I believe I can make a solid return, I'm probably gonna make this a long-term rental, simply because the short-term rental is a lot of work. But making this a short-term rental would yield me a higher return, assuming I stay in budget. That's not the plan. If I go over budget, and I know me, I'm probably gonna go over budget, this is gonna be a short-term rental. Either way, this closet will probably be the comms closet. Whoever lives here, if it's long-term, can route their internet through here. You'll have a modem sitting somewhere in here. There's gonna be an outlet added here. They're gonna tap into this outlet down here. It's very close by, or hit the junction box in the attic and come on down. And we've already got wires. This is an old alarm system connection box. I think there's power already running to here. I'm not gonna open this. I don't have my tester. It's grounded, hopefully as well. Yeah, this will probably be the comms closet where I will run all of the Ethernet ports for the house. The wireless access points will originate from here and they'll be mounted to the ceilings. It's going to be really cool for Airbnb. And yes, I will have a captive portal. It will be professional. Moving back to primary suite, not a whole lot changed, not a whole lot changed. In fact, nothing has changed at all in here. Coming back out. That door just looks so good, I had to get another shot of it. Walking back, we're gonna take a look at the laundry room. The laundry room I didn't actually show y'all last time. Let's talk about it because there's something in here that I think we need to talk about. First thing is my greatest pet peeve. These light switches need to be reversed. You would think this light switch goes to the laundry room in here. However, it in fact does not. This light switch goes to the laundry room. That one. This light switch, it goes to the kitchen. This light's actually going to be taken down and replaced with can lights. It is hideous. I don't think they belong in new houses or any houses. Same thing with the fan above what would be the eat-in kitchen. That is going to be replaced with can lights as well. That's on a different light switch over here. Also, probably not reverse, it's this one. This one goes to the exterior light, which we're going to turn off because we don't need. Back to the actual washer and dryer. At first glance, this looks fairly normal. It's just your typical laundry room. Let's do a 360. This is also a pantry as well. Guests will have access to this space on the STR side, and on the LTR side, I'm gonna try to improve the lighting. That one little light fixture, it just ain't gonna cut it. This looks normal. Washer dryer hookup where you can drain right down there. You got your 120 volt outlet. You got a 240 volt outlet. There's something different about this 240 volt outlet. It's not the standard that you see on most modern houses. I'm fairly positive you can buy a new washer and dryer that will work, but if not, I can have the electrician swap that out. For reference, this outlet at the time this home was built could have also been the same style outlet that you see in the kitchen area. You have the same situation going on down here. If you're thinking this is not in code, you would be 100% correct. Number one, this is a 240 volt outlet just coming right out of the wall. And number two, if you look, there are two hots and a neutral. There is not a ground on here. This is not in code. This has been out of code since 1996. Not okay. What happens if, for whatever reason, there's electrical short, any other electrical problem, it could completely energize the chassis of the stove, making it very dangerous for whomever is actually going to be touching that stove. This entire floor of the home, with the exception of the bathrooms, will have the same luxury vinyl plank. It will run the entire length, all the way throughout, all the way, all the way. It's not going to be this hideous flooring that you see down here that is going to come up. Contractors just have not removed it yet, and that's okay. This is a very old stove that may or may not work. I can't tell because the outlet itself doesn't seem to work. Even if the outlet does work, like I talked about before, there is no grounding wire. That is incredibly dangerous and out of code for a reason. Wasn't out of code at the time the house was built, but that's okay. This is a new refrigerator. People were asking about it. It is brand new. I don't particularly like the color. It's weird that the person who had this house bought a new fridge, then left the house. Interesting. I don't know if I hate the color of this fridge enough to buy a new fridge. Ideally, everything would be stainless. Then I gotta change the dishwasher. I'd have to change the microwave. That's a lot of work. Going back to the halls, I'm gonna tell you, nothing has changed in this bathroom. The only thing that happened since last time is I got an alert, which I'll put up In the video, an alert to my phone stating that there was abnormal water usage at this address, a possible leak. I ran over here, I came outside, I checked all the plumbing. The water is still on to this house, in case you guys are wondering. It's on, it's active. However, the leak wasn't outside when I got here. All I could hear was just water running around here. The internals in the back of the toilet just kept on running and running and running. So instead of me figuring out, or more or less replacing it, I do know how to replace it. I didn't have time to do it. I just turned off the valve down there at the bottom. That was an easy solution. That was the only water running, and since then I have not gotten any alerts on my phone. In case you're curious, it was 1,800 gallons of water in 17 hours, closer to 1,900 than 1,800. This is where you're going to see the actual change. Remember what I said, all this floor is going to be uniform. It's going to be pulled up by the contractors and it will match. Let's walk to where there's actually been changes. Things that the contractor's done, you can see here. We got some stuff being done. They're framing. They're framing down the old sliding closet door frame to make the new sliding closet door frame. Apparently the older doors aren't manufactured anymore and not really worth anybody's time to try to find them. I agree. It's easier to just use something new that's still manufactured. That's going to change. Something else that's going to change. This fan, number one, it's hideous. And number two, it almost hits me when I walk underneath it. This fan is going to be replaced with a newer, more modern fan, and it will be mounted higher so that people don't hit their heads. I know what you're thinking. There's going to be a bed in the middle of the room. How are you going to hit your head on that? People find ways. Also, this might not always be used as a bedroom. The purpose of this room is determined by the occupant or the landlord of the STR MTR. The end floor is going to be replaced. Nothing really changed in these rooms. We're just gonna take a look anyways. It smells less and less like old dog in here, and I'm very happy. Every time I come, it smells less and less like dog. This one's already framed down fairly low, so there might not have to do a whole lot of work there. One of the changes that you guys didn't get to see is these doors have been replaced. I know what you're thinking. It's framed in sideways. It is not. For whatever reason, the right side of the door frame and the left side of the door frame do not line up. Don't really care because it's not going to affect the overall function of these brand new doors. I wasn't able to contact the contractor in time to let him know, potentially save the old doors. So he didn't save them, and that's perfectly fine because I really like the way these look. These aren't the same size, in case you're wondering. Apparently the previous doors were a more or less custom size that wasn't made anymore. And he found another door set that was similar in size, but not quite the same. It worked for the purpose of what I'm doing here. I just want to make this home so that it can be entered and exited without any issues. I want the doors to all line up. More importantly, the doors align and they are currently locked. And yes, they are locked correctly. As you can see, everything goes into place down here. Looks good. And that's pretty much it. One of the last things I want to say about some of the changes I requested, because I'm already getting electrical work done in the primary suite hall closet. There's a closet over there. The one I was telling you is going to be the communications closet. They're adding an outlet. The electrician's already going to be here, swapping out the outlet behind the stove because that just looks incredibly unsafe. We've already talked about that. We're also going to add an outlet above the fireplace. I've got some advice that I could do this myself, and I thought long and hard about it. Depending on the price, which I think is going to be reasonable, my contractor's reasonable. Depending on the price, I'll just have the professionals do it, especially since this is behind a heat source. If I'm adding another outlet, just say one from here to maybe, I don't know, a couple feet north of that, for some strange reason, I could handle that myself. Heat source, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna pay the professional. Also, the 240 volt outlets, I'm not touching that. Pay the professional. That's pretty much it. Not a whole lot's changed. Oh, actually, no, that's not it. Last thing is, I think I know which light switch actually goes to this light and fan combination. I am fairly positive it's this light switch right here. This one goes to the hallway and one of the lights is out, but that'll be fixed. And I don't like those light fixtures. Don't remember if that was in the statement of work. If it's not, I will replace those myself with something that don't look so basic. Pretty sure it's this light switch. Even though it's not actually functioning, I think the light switch itself is broken. I'm not gonna take this off on camera. I'm also not gonna do this until I have the proper tools to do it. I'm pretty sure it's this light switch. I cannot tell what this goes to, but it does not, I'm actuating the switch. It does not go as a secondary switch here. Turn this off. Looking around this room, I'm pretty sure this is the only place that makes sense for this light switch to be. It's gotta be there. If that's not the light switch, I will have them add a new switch. It has to be that one. Take a good look around. That refrigerator beeping is very annoying. I should probably figure out what that is, because every time I come, it's beeping. I don't know what that is. Maybe because it's not hooked to a water source. It's definitely cold. This light switch is not it. This goes to the exterior of the home. I know that for a fact. Not gonna show it because I don't want to catch people on camera. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Pretty sure the switch itself just doesn't work. If that's not it, they're adding a switch. That's all. Until next time, peace.